What's going on, HBCU family? It is Tuesday, December 31st. It's New Year's Eve, y'all. And you are locked into what the hell is that one? Oh, too bad, I guess. You are locked into a brand new episode of In the Quad with Nick Eden. I am your gracious host, Nick Eden. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm out of breath because I ran my ass back to the seat. I didn't realize how close it was to the show going live, and I was doing some things. So my bad, y'all. But what's going on, everybody? Hey, I appreciate everybody who tuned in yesterday for the last HBCU Twitter Weekly review. Everybody who shared the calendar yesterday. It's a great way to go out. And all of a sudden, my NGL link is blowing up. Like, yo, you really gone? Like, what's the deal? Like, what's good? So I'll address a few of those things on Fam Topics tomorrow. But we got a great show today for you. So if this is your first time tuning in the Quad with Nick Eden, In the Quad is a show where we break down all of the hottest trending topics in the world of HBCU, sports, entertainment, lifestyle, education, whatever the case may be, across all landscapes of the HBCU diaspora. And that includes Twitter/X, Fanbase, TikTok, Fizz, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, we're covering it there. And we condense it down into 4 main topics. That's the first part of the show. Now, in a general sense, the second part of the show, which is my absolute favorite, is the Fam Topics, where I answer your questions. However, today is Tuesday, so we got to do something a little bit special for y'all, and it's our Tuesday Top 10. And today, today we're doing our Top 10 fictional sororities, which I'm going to get to in a second, but let me just go ahead and say, boy, y'all were stretching thin on that one. Like, listen, I'm going to tell you, it's not 10. It's not 10. What's going on, Unc? What's a good word? Shout out to Uncle Said in the building, Jackson State grad. Shout out to Jay. Hey, listen, if y'all like to see good band content, head over to Jay's channel. It's right there. It's JTV Videos. He's a great up-and-coming channel. He's been killing it on the views. I think if I'm not mistaken, your channel is less than 90 days old. I know it's less than 6 months old, and he's already at monetization stage. He's already hit 1,000 subscribers. Got well over like 300,000 views. So y'all make sure y'all go over and support him. Let's support these our young content creators. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later because I got something for our content creators coming up in the spring. But y'all really stretched it on those Tuesday Top 10, and I couldn't. It wasn't 10. It wasn't 10. And one of y'all. I say one of y'all. It was more than one of y'all. I can already tell you. There is a potential that if I don't get this one particular sorority right, when I do Tuesday Top 10, that they're going to be on my head. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and get right into our main topics. And our first main topic, this comes to us all the way from HBCU Buzz, our good friends over at HBCU Buzz, and that is Coach Deshaun Jackson recruits HBCU champion Kobe Boykin. Delaware State University's newly appointed head football coach Deshaun Jackson is already making headlines in the recruiting landscape by securing his first commitment from running back Kobe Boykin, a standout from Jackson State and the reigning 2024 HBCU national champion. Let me go ahead and say something real quick because I didn't realize this until I looked at it. It wasn't the QB. It wasn't QB. So that's on me. Matter of fact, if I can, let me go ahead and change that because I'm going to hear it. I'm going to hear this. I'm going to catch this. So I'm changing this in real time because initially that's what it said. Initially, that's what it said. So I was wrong on that. I have changed that. And I literally just changed. Man, shout out to my frat. I literally just changed this in real time. So that's what that's we have this discussion about journalists and everything in the HBCU media space. Real journalists present, we do retractions and we correct things in real time. I was told I wasn't a real journalist, even though I've been a journalist longer than some of these folks been alive. Some of these folks that's unpublished. I published my first 100 articles before you were an adult, sir. Anyway, hey, sorry, old habits die hard. But let's get back to the story and make sure that you all are locked in over at HBCU Buzz. So, Kobe Boykin, a standout from Jackson State University and the reigning 2024 HBCU national champions. Jackson, who officially took on the head coaching role on Friday, quickly connected with Boykin, a freshman hailing from Los Angeles, shortly after the athlete announced his intention to enter the transfer portal on Sunday afternoon. By 4:08 p.m., Boykin has made his decision public on X, stating, Deshaun Jackson, long way from 6th Ave, let's do it. Boykin comes into Delaware State with a strong athletic pedigree, boasting accolades such as Orange Coast League MVP, first team All-State, and Max Prep All-American honors from his high school career at Orange High School in California and Miami Edison in Florida. The 5'8", 165-pound running back enjoyed a successful season with Jackson State, where he contributed to the team's impressive 12-2 record, including an undefeated run in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And this is one of those things. One, shout out to. I love when people who are not from HBCU culture try to dictate how we react to things. I can't think of one time. Let me just say this. I can't think of one time where I've seen a player go into the portal and publicly, I'm not going to say what goes on behind closed doors, and publicly was not given well wishes by the alums and supporters of the school, right? So when I saw the post, I'm like, okay, say he's hitting the portal, and then like almost immediately it's like, okay, cool, locked in for Del State. For me, I got to stop looking at the comments on stuff sometimes, because people will start again. People not, and here's the thing: this ain't even white folks. This is black folks that's not an HBCU culture. Not all, not most, but a lot. Will go on there. Oh yeah, you see, they talked all that stuff about Dion, and now they're losing players. One, we're in the age of the transfer portal. People are going to leave. But what I will say, and the thing is, it's easy to look this stuff up. If you go to his page, if you go to Kobe Boykin's page, where he said that he was committed to Del State, what you saw under there was nothing but JSU alums saying, good luck, young man. Go live your dreams, go do your thing. Go. Like, it wasn't any drama at all. And yet some people online, see, they're losing players now. They're crashing out. First off, I need us to leave. Today is the 31st. I need us to leave crashing out in 2024. Can we not take crashing out in 2025? The practice or the phrase. But it was, everybody kept saying the same thing. They were like, good luck, go do your thing, go shine on them, go stun on them. You'll always be a Tiger, always go do your thing. So I'm trying to figure out, but I've seen it before. Like when FAMU players hit the portal, I saw the same thing from the Rattlers. Hey, go do your thing, go be great. When Coach Lou got the job at UAB, all you saw, Bama State alums under there. Hey, go show them what you're worth. Go show them what you are. So I'm trying to figure out where this manufactured hate is coming from, that for whatever reason they feel like HBCU alums are somehow salty. Is it that we want to see our players leave? No. I mean, if you see somebody that's done a good job, obviously you want them to stay at your alma mater. But ain't nobody hating on them if they go. So I'm trying to figure out where all this manufactured hate comes from. And I'm like, we're just in the age of the transfer portal. So we know that this is going to happen. We're in the age of, we're past the years, in my opinion, And there are some longer term coaches that are around. I also feel like we're past the age of the 20, 30-year head coach, maybe even a 10-year head coach. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're not in the era of Eddie Robinson Sr. We're not in the era of Houston Markham. We're not in the era of W.C. Gordon. We're not in that long-term coach era anymore. Like, honestly, I think that probably Maynard probably be the longest tenure coach for quite a while. I don't foresee Eddie Robinson Jr. leaving anytime soon, but we're just in a different time in college football. So yeah, we're mentally we're prepared if somebody, whether they're a player or a coach, is leaving. We're prepared for that. We ain't hating on them. So that was just my thing on it. But for any sense, I want y'all to head over, make sure that you are supporting HBCU Buzz. I always try to make sure that whenever I'm reading these stories, as much as I can, 95% of the time, I'm reading them from Black-owned and operated sites, Black-owned and operated, independent contractors, journalists, whatever the case may be. So make sure you head to HBCU Buzz. And good luck to Kobe Boykin. I don't think that that's going to be the first, particularly for any HBCU players who have an LA connection. That's going to be a realm of recruiting that Deshaun Jackson is going to be able to just really dig into. And because it's an untapped market for a lot of folks, I do feel like it's going to be a sweet spot for him in terms of recruiting, both from high school, JUCO, and from the transfer portal. So, shout out to Coach Jackson. Shout out to Kobe Boykin. Good luck, young man. Go shine in the MEAC, showing what you're made of. All right, I see. What we got next? Okay. Oh, yeah. All right, so this one comes from HBCU Legends on Sports Illustrated. Shout out to my Urban Edge Network partner, Kyle T. Mosley, host of Black Sports Insider. 2024 HBCU Legend Honors, celebrating excellence in achievement. This is the inaugural HBCU Honors recipients, and they were announced yesterday. Now, I want you all to, because this is an extensive article, so I want everybody to go read the full article. I did want to highlight just a few of the people who were honored. Okay, one HBCU Woman of the Year, Coach Dawn Thornton, Alabama A&M. She's doing a bang up job at A&M. I hate to admit that, but she's doing a bang up job. HBCU Man of the Year, Doug Williams, HBCU Legacy Bowl, Black College Football Hall of Fame, HBCU Combine, and Washington Commanders Executive. Shout out to Mr. Williams there. HBCU Student Athletes of the Year, Irv Mulligan, Jackson State, Eric Phoenix, South Carolina State, David Wright, Clark Atlanta, my Blark Atlanta Pyru Panthers. Jada Byers, Virginia Union, and Draylon Ellis, Tennessee State. Shout out to all those people. Head Coach of the Year. This is a split between T.C. Taylor at Jackson State University and Eddie George at Tennessee State. Ashley Robinson took HBCU Athletic Director of the Year. Listen, hey, look me in my face when I say this. I am not advocating for anyone to lose their job. I am not advocating for anyone to have their contract extension swept away. What I am saying is I feel like if Ashley Robinson is not the next commissioner of the SWAC, wherever he goes, because he's going to be a commissioner at a conference somewhere, trust and believe me when I tell you this, unless he's just like, I don't want to do it. He's going to be a commissioner somewhere. Wherever he goes as the next commissioner of whatever conference, I feel sorry for the rival conference. I mean that. Now, I would love, and again, I'm not advocating for anybody to lose their job. I would love if he were commissioner of the SWAC. But right now we know we got Dr. McClellan who got his extension. So at least from the SWAC standpoint, it won't be for quite a few years if that's the case. But man, if Ashley Robinson ever, and I say he will, becomes commissioner of a conference, I feel sorry for the opposing conference because y'all gonna have a hard time. That dude don't miss. Except for Mo Williams. Anyway, Had to throw that one at you. Let's see. HBCU Conference of the Year, Southwestern Athletic Conference, HBCU Brand of the Year, Jackson State, and HBCU Broadcaster / Network of the Year is a tie between HBCU Go and Urban Edge Network. Shout out to all the people over at HBCU Go. Got some folks over there who do their thing. Let's see. Look, Dr. Kanisha, I didn't want to say it. But oh my gosh, I'm telling you, seriously, let's be real. If Ashley Robinson was the MEAC commissioner, it's a whole bunch of SWAC folks, front office, coaches, and everything else that'll be headed to the MEAC. That's the truth. That is the honest truth. I almost don't want it to happen. I was the one that advocated for my conference commissioner permanently vacant. You know what's crazy? And this is how I know whenever we talk about the SWAC and the MEAC, how the MEAC is, now y'all got some mess. I ain't gonna hold you in the MEAC. But I will say, if that were the case, then what you are looking, more often than not, we're very vocal about our issues with, and we're just really vocal online, period. SWAC is. Y'all got your mess, but I know that the MEAC commissioner gets a pass on a lot of things because y'all aren't as vocal online as the SWAC may be. But yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you had Ashley Robinson, if you had A.D. Robinson and A.D. Bryant in the SWAC front office, and if the SWAC does indeed move to Atlanta, and you had those two in the front office, it's a game over. Like the game's over on that. Like there's just no way around that. It's not fair. It's not fair. Yeah, Dave. I look. I get it. If Ashley Robinson can be a commissioner, and probably I would say I have enough trust in him that if that were the case, then y'all would probably be an advocate for it being not just football only. I would go a step further and say that. Oh Lord, we are not gonna merge the SWAC and MEAC. We're not gonna do that. Like let's stop. No, but yeah, all right. What's going on, Israel? Happy New Year, Dr. Carey. I'm gonna keep until you change your name on there. I'm just gonna keep on saying it because Dr. Kanisha, it's not a game out there. I could definitely see A&T making that move back. Y'all, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We will be right back. And when we come back, we'll be back into our main topics. It's in the quad with Nikki.
Technology lets you monitor your pet when you're not at home. But to monitor threats to your hybrid workforce wherever they are, you need more than technology. You need CDW, who gets to know your business and can design and deploy custom solutions with pre-configured HP notebooks with HP Wolf Security. AI-enabled threat detection and remote management protect your endpoints 24/7, giving your defenses some real teeth.
Bummer.
HP makes always-on remote security possible. CDW makes it powerful.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast," I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
No charger?
It's a Mac. The battery lasts all day. See you next week.
Oh, don't mind me, y'all. I'm just looking at other content creators' playbooks. Anyway, welcome back to Inner Quad with Nick Eden. 23 minutes past the hour, and you are locked into a brand new episode of Inner Quad with Nick Eden. Y'all, we are right in the middle of our main topics. And look, this next main topic, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is, I'm gonna speed past it just a little bit, but I still want you to read the entire article. But it's because we got to get to the business of the business today. And so shout out as they continue dominance in the basketball sector. Shout out. This comes to us from Clutch Points, HBCU, by my social media partner here at Urban Edge Network, Randall Barnes. HBCU Hoop Squad stuns Auburn, gets second SEC win of the season. I want y'all to go and check that article out. It's on clutchpoints.com. The Lady Spartans, who are absolutely dominating, got their second SEC upset this season. And I'm tired of calling it upset because at this point we know they kick Power 4 ass whenever they get on there. Beating Auburn 63-57 at Neville Arena on Sunday afternoon. She had another statement victory for the HBCU basketball powerhouse, which entered the matchup with a 12-4 record, including an earlier 57-54 upset over SEC opponent Missouri. Let me go ahead and say this right now. At this point, Missouri is going to stop playing. Men and women's basketball going to stop playing. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that now. They're going to stop playing. They really are. So hey, I had to, man. That's good. We know it's gonna be a running joke for a while, man. Like y'all gonna see. Yeah, I'm gonna run with that whole thing for a minute. Let's see. What did it say, Dr. Kanish? Both basketball coaches had to remind y'all who superstars are. Don't wait until football to get excited about Norfolk State. I agree. Norfolk State has consistently put together a top tier basketball program. And I think the opportunity with Mike Vick coming in to balance it out with the football program is just going to make Norfolk the powerhouse that its facilities and its program are set up to be. You know, it's one of those things that Norfolk State is one of those schools where if you're a rival or in a conference and you're opposing them, you really just don't want them to get all their stuff together. Because when they get all their stuff together, like it's gonna be a problem for people. So I'm excited for what's going on at Norfolk State right now, and I love that the way everything kind of came together. It was, you got the Mike Vick announcement in the midst of both basketball teams out there doing their thing. So when people are looking at it and it's getting more eyes on it, they're like, hold on, this athletic program is actually kind of dope. You know, and now you got the football program about to bring it up a little bit. You got a 30,000 seat stadium there. Like it's something serious that's going on in Norfolk, and I still don't know how to pronounce it like the folks in VA pronounce it. So I'm just going, so that I don't sound crude and severely piss off my sponsors and my advertisers here, I'm gonna keep saying Norfolk. It is what it is. Anyway, so. And our last main topic of the day, this is the one, hey, y'all, you know what we're talking about. I did not get a chance to talk about this because I was off. And I'm glad that The Root put it out. Obviously, other outlets did too. And no, while The Root is not Black owned, it is Black targeted, Black supported. There are a lot of Black owned independent journalists there, some of which that I had the pleasure of working with when I was a writer at Soul Train. So, but I like the spin on this one. So the HBCU band set to perform at Trump's inauguration, and Black Twitter isn't having it. President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration is set to take place January 20th, 2025, the same day America will observe Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Interestingly enough, the prestigious HBCU marching band is set to perform at the event. Let me start by saying this, so that we're not acting crazy. It's always January 20th. Hey, it's always January. So it wasn't like it did it just. Come on, y'all. Naturally, Black Twitter has already reacted to the news. Some of y'all that they put in this article, I know. The Mean Green Marching Machine of Mississippi Valley State, an HBCU that was founded in 1946, shared its plan to appear at the inauguration. In fact, the band even started a GoFundMe campaign seeking assistance with travel experience from Itta Bena, Mississippi to Washington, D.C. So listen. It was, look, head over to the root and read it. Listen. Can we have a conversation, HBCU family? Can we have a conversation? First, anyone who is in the band world, anybody who's in the band world, we were not surprised because Dr. Bonds did the same thing when he was at Talladega. And it was the same controversy in 2016. We're not surprised. What this has sparked amongst the HBCU diaspora is a conversation not only of the band, but of the institution. People brought up the bill, Senate Bill 2627 that I talked about yesterday. That was targeting Mississippi Valley State. People brought up the fact that Valley's, athletic budget is so much, worse than everybody else's. The D2 and G3 and NAIA conversation started coming up again. And this is what I don't like when it comes to this conversation. What I don't like when it comes to this conversation is how people will automatically start attacking the institution. Okay. Now, when we're in a situation where every Republican administration, and shout out to Danny Glover on Danny D. Glover on Twitter, not the actor Danny Glover, the Tennessee State alum Danny Glover, who pointed out the fact that every Republican president, going back to Reagan, has had an HBCU band march in the inauguration parade, so that I don't misstep and because I don't want to just throw it out there. I'm gonna read y'all who actually was. If my phone will stop acting up, shout out to T-Mobile. You know who you are. I had to cut some folks out yesterday. While I'm pulling this up, let me see. And that's fair. I don't care if they go, but I'm not giving a dime. I didn't say nothing until they started asking for money. Hey, listen, that's fair. That's fair. I don't, that is fair. It is what it is. I did want to read this from Danny. An inaugural parade is just that, a parade. It's an honor for any band to participate in the celebration of American music and pageantry. HBCUs have known this for decades and are no strangers to marching in Republican parades. Check the receipts. Ronald Reagan, 1981, Florida A&M University Marching 100, George H.W. Bush, 1989, Howard University Showtime Marching Band, George W. Bush, 2001, Grambling State University Tiger Band, that's the world fame. Come on, y'all. George W. Bush, 2005, Southern University Human Jukebox Marching Band. And then there was a Talladega Marching Tornadoes in 2016. 2017. So I'll say this much, because I think that attacking the institution is the wrong move. It is. I am pretty sure that this is something that Dr. Bonds had in his back pocket when he got to Valley. That's true. Like he did it before, and it was the same thing. It was, oh, we got to raise money, so he looked to raise money, you know, for them to go for Talladega to go in 2017, and it was not surprising by any stretch of the imagination. Now, and Dr. Kanisha, I had this conversation yesterday. We can't normalize this incoming president like any other Republican president. This unprecedented threat to democracy is not just any other Republican president. I agree to an extent, but again, I'm not surprised. Because if you ask anybody who was an adult in the 80s, they probably felt the same way, a black adult anyway, they probably felt the exact same way about Reaganomics. All of us in 2005. I mean, in 2000, when Bush won, that was my first campaign. My first campaign was when Bush took the White House. I was a campus organizer at Alabama State. And I just got to be real. I felt like it was a threat to democracy, and it quite literally was. George Bush was a threat to democracy then. Both times. First, we can talk all day about what Bush did when he was in the White House. But, and again, I get it. I understand. I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I promise I'm not disagreeing with y'all on that. What I am saying is that I'm not surprised. I'm not. Now, what I said was, because see, here's the deal. I think the vitriol on Valley is a lot more than it was. I think the vitriol is a lot more on Valley than it was on Talladega, even though there was vitriol on there. But I do think that it was a situation where we were still in shock, right? I do think to an extent that because Talladega does not have a football team, it was easier for Talladega to fly under the radar afterwards. But there are parts of their program that, let's be real, have not recovered. My concern when it comes to this particular inauguration and Valley M4 marching in the band is, what is the backlash on Valley? Because I'm just telling y'all, as long as Dr. Bonds is a band director, wherever he is directing, and I don't even think this is a Republican or Democrat thing, he's going to try to get the inauguration. I think it's just easier for him to get the inauguration parade when it's a Republican candidate coming in. So I don't want anybody to think that, hey, this is on Valley, but see, my issue is going to come when Bonds leaves Valley. See, when he leaves Valley, let's say he goes to, I don't know, just throwing one out. Let's say it's Florida Memorial next, right? Which I don't think that'll happen. I don't think Dr. Fred's going anywhere anytime soon. But let's say it's Florida Memorial next. Valley's still going to feel the sting from us as a community. My thing is, point it where it goes. Point it at Dr. Bonds and not the students at Valley. Because at the end of the day, that's what they are. They are students. And I'm not saying that everybody's doing that, but there has been pushback on them as if somehow they made that decision. No, this is something this is kind of Bond's thing. That's what he does. You know, so, and I didn't know this. Listen, the last time, I'm not being funny when I say this. The last time that I saw the GoFundMe, it was at $60. It was like the next day. And they had only raised $60. So, you know, let's see, not the original 350K. I saw where they changed the goal to 40K and the donations came in and raised it to 70K. They'll probably, because see, here's the other thing. If you notice, under Valley's post on Twitter, Yeah, a whole bunch of MAGA folks coming in. So they're over 100K. See, and I'm gonna tell you this. I'll clue you in from the standpoint of the t-shirt selling business, which is another major source of income for me, and was the concept of my last podcast. In the print on demand business, for those of us who are Amazon merch on demand vendors, it is very well known. Conservatives put their money behind their politics. If I had to look at my sales, right, and any average seller, and I had to say, oh, okay, I got all my political niche is right here. Conservative will probably account for about 70 to 80% of the sales. Liberal, 20, maybe 20. They'll put that money behind it. I guarantee you, a lot of that money is coming. And I will also say this: everybody is in survival mode because, and I'm not justifying it. I'm not justifying this at all. But I want us to have a real conversation. That's why I said, can we have a real conversation right now? We got this guy in office, and both Stephen and Dr. Kanisha are 100% right. This dude is different. And this is different in terms of he ain't going to be reelected. So whatever he does, and he's already shown, hey, I will come in here and I will do whatever I can, what I want, when I want, and it's going to take an act of Congress to stop me. And then I'll veto that. Everybody low-key trying to survive right now. If I'm the president of Valley, am I saying that I probably wouldn't be vocal about it, because at the end of the day, your personal feelings aside, you got to think about the institution. You just had a Senate bill that targeted Valley, Mississippi College for Women, and Delta State. Valley was the only HBCU on that list. Now, what I got to realize also is everybody on the Trump leadership team in Mississippi was an elected official from the state of Mississippi. So in a situation where I look at, in the state of Mississippi, you got Jackson State, Alcorn, Valley State, Rust, Tougaloo, Hines Utica, Coahoma Community College. You got 7 HBCUs there. One of them is a part of the Hines Community College system, so it's a little safe. Then you got Rust and Tougaloo, they're private. And so that leaves you with Jackson State, Alcorn, Valley, and who am I missing? Who am I missing? Oh, and Coahoma, which is a community college. Of the 3 public 4-year universities, who's in the most vulnerable position? Valley. From an athletic standpoint, from an enrollment standpoint, what I'm saying is they're trying to survive. And I can't be mad at them for surviving. Now, Dr. Kanisha brings up a great point. Ask Chrisette Michelle how that MAGA money spends. Now, I ain't going to hold y'all because I am a huge Chrisette Michelle fan. I have been since before she debuted on Def Jam in 2007. Her aunt was a person that was very influential into helping introduce my music into New York the first time I went up there and toured. So I have a bit of a bias when it comes to Chrisette Michelle. I'll be honest. I do. Kanye ain't miss a bag being full on MAGA. And Chrisette Michelle got lambasted by everyone. She did one performance And people still cancel her till this day. Kanye ain't missed a bag yet. Matter of fact, Kanye got more money. So I hear you, but I wasn't a fan of that at all. I'll be honest. Valley is trying to survive. I can't get mad at them for surviving that, for trying to survive. If you're going to place any anger, it does need to be at the feet of Dr. Barnes, because again, this is something I keep hearing people just blanket Valley on it, but he did this at Talladega. He did at Valley. He's likely going to do it at the next band program that he directs. He's going to keep doing it. This dude likes to march in those parades. She did get left out in the cold, and I thought it was wrong. I did. And now we, when you look at some of the ladies in R&B we stuck with right now, it's like, I'll take Chrisette Michelle over a second. But anyway, so yeah, that's where we are with it, man. I'm not going to chastise Valley. I'm not going to financially support them going. That's the truth. I'm just not going to do that. But, I think everybody has to take their stand where they feel in it. And I think that everybody is valid in their feelings. And that's the truth. Whether you're for them going, whether you're apathetic to it, whether you're adamantly against it, I think you're valid in your feelings, because I think that a case can be made for all of it. Y'all, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will be doing our Tuesday Top 10. It's in the quad with Nick Eden.
World needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too long. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Wow. Hey, Jay, this project might need a bit of zhuzhing. Holla back, Warren.
Please let me know your thoughts. Best regards, Warren.
I am genius.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with hope.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, you're gonna love this. He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, these cars are going fast, I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
All right, y'all, 47 minutes after the hour, you are locked into In the Quad with Nick Eden. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, because y'all be staying through the commercials, and sometimes folks are like, ain't nobody going to stay through the commercials. I'll be staying through the commercials. I did before I went in. I wanted to bring up Uncle Said's comment. HBCUs are known to teach and not tarry with felons in the HBCU spaces. University of Higher Education taught us against those occurrences, and now we're supporting one. Thoughts? Listen, I agree. I agree. I agree. And I'm not saying that we should not keep up the fight, but what I'm saying is we're in a situation where this dude is different. He's different. And and I am in favor of when someone shows you who they are, you absolutely believe them. And when he says, I'm going after my political opponents, I know he means that. I know he means that. So I don't like it, but I can't get mad at the institution. This is what I can't do. In the midst of a lot of people being apathetic to it, which I understand, in the midst of the type of people who are supporting it, we know that some of that support is going to quickly go away when they're no longer of use. I can't join because we know that there's going to be a hit on HBCUs to some degree when he's in office. We know that. And because of that, I can't say, while I don't condone it, I can't attack an institution that is more often than not in the most vulnerable position. That's the best way to say it. You know what I mean? So I get it. It's a, hey, what's going on, Shanetta? It's an absolute crazy position to be in. But it's a position that, unfortunately, due to the band director who's known for this, Valley finds himself now, and they have to make the best of it. All right, y'all. So, one of my favorite new segments of this show. Let's get right into it with our remaining time, and that is our Tuesday Top 10. All right, y'all, Tuesday Top 10. All right, okay, so for those who don't know, Tuesday Top 10 is a concept that came up, and basically it's driven by you all. So I will put a subject out there, I'll put it out on social media, and then you will give me your, hey, these are the people I think need to be this, or these are the people I think that would do this. Our very first one was your top 10 TV characters that you just know went to HBCUs. The second one was top 10 fictional HBCUs. I didn't even realize it was 10 fictional HBCUs. But y'all come through with the suggestions. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was going to like slip this one past everybody because it was supposed to be done before the Christmas break. But I was like, man, I'm flailing on this. Like y'all sent in some suggestions. But first off, it's not 10. It's not 10 fictional Black sororities. And so, man, some of y'all dug deep and y'all brought up some stuff I didn't see, some movies and some TV shows that I had to go and see afterwards. And man, I don't know where I thought my HBCU knowledge was dope. Y'all are next level with some of these people. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I got these ranked from number 10 to number 1. Our number 10 fictional sorority. And let me tell you something. This joint was Tubi before Tubi. And this was the ladies of Alpha Alpha Kappa from the movie The Sisterhood. I want y'all to know how dedicated I am to this. Look me in my eye when I say this. I am so dedicated to this that I paid $7 to watch that bullshiggity. Do you understand me? That was the worst. That movie was so bad, I had to watch Drumline 2 to cleanse my palate. Like it. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. I would watch a Tubi marathon. I promise you, I'll watch a Tubi marathon set on random. I don't even know what I'm watching before I watch that joint again, and I want my money back. So yes, they were number 10. Why were they number 10? Because nobody knows who the hell this is. Now it's maybe one or two people who probably know what I'm even referencing in this. But yes, Alpha Kappa from the Sisterhood. That was number 9 because we didn't have 10. So that was number 9. Number 8 is Alpha Beta Omega. This hurt my heart because I am a long time LaToya Luckett fan, and I promise you, LaToya Luckett could do no wrong in my eyes until she did that movie. So the movie Line Sisters is a Lifetime movie. It was about 4 young ladies who were obviously line sisters that created I'm not going to give it away, but it was like I know what you did last summer kind of movie, right? And they're back for their sorority reunion, and it was so bad because it's like I had to go back and watch it again. I don't think they ever had their sorority colors on. Like it was just that bad. So yes, that was number 8. Number 8. I'm gonna address a compliment. Frank, I want you to hold on to this comment real quick. I'm gonna address this after top 10 because I really want to address this. So that was number 8. Number 7. The Sisters of Pi Delta Mu. Now, some of y'all are asking, what on God's green earth is Pi Delta Mu? And that's the same thing I said when it showed up in my anonymous inbox. And as I look more into it, that is actually the sorority from Stomp the Yard. Now, all we know is Mu Gamma Xi, Theta Nu Theta, but it was the sorority that Megan Good was a part of, and then in the trash ass sequel, the sorority that Tiana Taylor and what's my girl from 3LW, not Naturi Naughton, the one with the list, thick and tied and thied and thied and thied. That one. It's the sorority that she was in. So it was bad. They didn't have, and obviously Stomp the Yard is centered around the fraternities, so there's no real identity for the sororities within the movie. And I mean, it just was what it was. But all right, let's go to our next one. This one had a little bit more. So Sigma Phi Alpha from Drumline. And this was, of course, a sorority that Zoe Saldana's character Layla was a member of. We saw them step at the party. I mean, we ain't gonna really call it stepping, but we saw them step at the party. And I do think that because from a fraternity standpoint, well, this is what I know. From a fraternity standpoint, there was very little clearance within Drumline, right? Kappa Kappa Psi was the predominantly featured fraternity there because Kappa Kappa Psi actually did. They were like, look, this is a band movie. And look, I remember at this time because all I could think was, I was like, damn, why is Phi Mu Alpha not in it? And national leadership was just like, we want no parts of it. Kappa Kappa Psi was like, put us in the movie. But Sigma Phi Alpha, it just the way they carried themselves and they moved and this huge presence in the band, I think was kind of like their kind of offshoot way of doing Sigma Alpha Iota International Music Fraternity for Women, or Tau Beta Sigma National Honorary Band Sorority. But the reason they're so much further down on the list is because, again, outside of Zoe Saldana, you didn't really know anybody else in the movie that was a member of Sigma Phi Alpha. So, all right, our next one. Listen, okay, let me go ahead and say this. Our top 5. I have love for the top 5 for a myriad of reasons. Okay, they come from my because she was thick and tired of broken promises. The broken promises. My top 5 on this one are ones that I actually love, and it was hard to kind of group them like this. But number 5. Hey, listen, I am a fan of All American Homecoming and Psi Kappa Zeta. I absolutely love how they were portrayed in this show. There's not too much I don't love about the show All American Homecoming, but for sure I love the way that the sorority was portrayed in the show. It should be higher on the list because it gave the most robust portrayal of a sorority on TV and in the movies, except for probably the one that's right before it. But because of the popularity of the top three, it kind of fell a little flat in there. If y'all have not seen All American Homecoming, y'all, it was on CW. They just wrapped the third and final season. The full series is on Netflix. I'm telling you, it was slow. About half of the first season was a little bit slow, but it started to really pick up. And you can tell that they had some HBCU folks kind of consulting them on how to give this an authentic experience. And so if you want just kind of to see that on the big screen, please watch All American Homecoming. It's literally one of my favorite shows that's on TV, even though it's done now, but I'm doing a rewatch. Let's see. All right. From one of my favorite movies, also on Netflix, Stepsisters. Theta Chi Phi. Hey, brilliantly portrayed by Naturi Naughton. Again, if you are a fan of step shows and the movies about, so this was about one of the sorors helping a white sorority learn steps so they can kind of get themselves out of trouble. But Theta Chi Phi, absolute amazing sorority portrayal in the movie. It was a little on the nose, a little tongue in cheek, but hey, that's what you expect from kind of a quirky comedy. And we're gonna speak through these last three, and then I'm gonna get into the end of the show. Yes, I'm going a little bit over. So if you're watching on the UEN app, you know it's gonna shut off in a minute. So just head over to YouTube or head over to Twitter, and we're gonna keep it going. All right. And I'm gonna advocate for a longer spot on the UEN app because I know again it shuts off, so I get it. All right. Number 3. And this was a straight up bite. Hey, I hold you. This was a straight up bite off the AKAs Alpha Delta Rho on our favorite series, A Different World. Again, absolute bite, but I absolutely loved it. This was amazing. Whitley, it was given everything AKA, and they pulled it off phenomenally. They didn't get featured as much as the fraternity Capilano knew, but they still did an amazing job with it. Now, number 2, I'm just gonna go right to it. Y'all, everybody voted on this, and I can't understand why. Because the Gamma Rays, and we all love School Days, yes. The Gamma Rays were not a sorority. They were sweethearts. Like, but here's the deal. Literally everybody who voted and dropped suggestions dropped the Gamma Rays. So that's why they're in there. Obviously, we know School Days is a classic movie. And quite frankly, that good and bad hair number, that is amongst musical theater staples. It is a classic. So yeah, the Gamma Rays made number 2. And number 1. Now I know y'all sitting back and y'all saying, Nick, that was everybody. No, there's one more fictional sorority that even some people that's on this call are in right now. And that is Beta Delta Kappa. And y'all help us get information every single time Beyonce steps up. First, let me say this. Beyonce Homecoming on Netflix. Absolutely phenomenal. I think for me, and I felt this for a while, but it cemented it for me. When Beyonce did Homecoming, Beyonce cemented herself as the greatest performer of this generation. So some people saying all the time, I can't go with that. But of this generation, yeah, I think she left everybody in the dust with that performance and has continued to do it. Now, and this is exactly why I said, I was like, I said before this show started, I said, I'm not going to get into it with the Beehive. Let me go ahead and say that now. I'm not going to get into it with the Beehive. So BDK is number 1. Doc, we're gonna need Doc pics, or it didn't happen. We're gonna need to see your BDK crop top because I believe you, but we pics or it didn't happen. Beyonce, her fan base. Let me tell you something. I was at my folks' house for Christmas, and when Beyonce performed the halftime special, every woman in the house, like my stepsisters were there, my adopted sister was there, all my nieces. The only person that didn't go was my mom. My mom was the only one that didn't go there. Everybody in the house congregated around that big ass TV in my folks' living room. And when I tell you they were studying that joint, like Beyonce got a hold on y'all that I will listen. I get, but again, this is why I say she cemented herself. I know she got. She is on the board of directors for the Beehive. And let me tell you something. My sister is right behind her. You understand me? I think my sister is so on the Beehive. I'm gonna catch it for this. I know I'm gonna get a text about this. I think, given the right circumstance, my sister might throw on her Beta Delta Kappa shirt before she throws on that Delta shirt. Ooh, she gonna get me for that? But no, it is like a sorority. It is, and she is the international president, and her term is ongoing. You understand me? So those were our top 9 fictional sororities. I'm taking suggestions. I got a couple things down, but I am taking suggestions for next Tuesday's top 10. So if you have suggestions, hit me up at my socials at Nick Eden on Twitter, Fanbase, Instagram. Don't hit me up on Facebook because unless we're already friends, I'm not gonna respond. But as promised, I did say on yesterday's show. Wait, I want to pull this up real quick before I do this. I want to pull up Franklin's comment real quick. Valerie needs to go get a celebrity coach. Franklin, I can't agree with you on that because of where Valley is. I don't think it's going to have the same effect. It's not going to have the same effect. Mike Vick walked into a situation of amazing facilities, an amazing recruitment area, and in eye shot of the Philadelphia Eagles. He's a hop, skip, and a jump away. Deshaun Jackson walked into Dell States, whose facilities are phenomenal, and they got the money and the vision. Sam Shade walking in Alabama A&M. Phenomenal facilities, phenomenal vision. Deion Sanders walking into Jackson State. Phenomenal. Well, the facilities were good. I wouldn't say phenomenal. They were good, and they were on their way to being great before he got there, right? And so I think it's just a different thing with Valley. There's a lot of work that Valley's going to have to go through before this takes like center stage but that's beside the point. Graduate advisor. That is hilarious. But I did say, keeping in the spirit of just finishing the Tuesday top 10, I said yesterday that I was going to start unveiling this week, and I'm going to do one a week, right? I mean, one a day for the rest of the week. Unveiling the shows that are going to be coming to the network in 2025. The very first one, I just talked about it, and it is coming. It is going to be a weekly show, and I am proud to announce that ADW Rewind is coming to HBCU Plus. This will be a weekly show that is featured not only on the UEN app on the HBCU Plus channel, but right here on the HBCU Plus YouTube channel and the HBCU Plus Twitter/X channel. This is going to be a complete recap show starting from episode 1 of A Different World. Now, that's the basis of it. The plan is to have the shows in a space where by the time I'm at the season finale of A Different World, I'm rolling right into A Different World, the reboot that's going to be premiering on Netflix. So And it's gonna be there're gonna be some great things. I'm excited about this because I had the opportunity to talk to a few people that were behind the scenes at a different world, as some of the on-air personnel, on-air talent, the actors and actresses that were at a different world. You know, it's amazing what happens when you have a post about a different world that goes viral, the people that you can actually talk to. But and I'll probably play that on the show tomorrow. But I had a chance to talk to them, and it was like, hey, because I originally was going to launch it this year, but then this came into play. I was like, hey, when you get this going, let me know. I want to come on the show and talk about the episode. So it's going to have some times where I have maybe a writer from that episode, a director, one of the actors, one of the more well-known ones, or some of the less well-known ones. But ADW Rewind, Spring 2025 is coming to HBCU Plus. It's going to be weekly because I ain't going to be able to do daily like I'm doing with In the Quad. Y'all ain't getting that stuff every day. It is what it is. So, but it'll be an amazing time, an amazing way for y'all to get nostalgic about, you know, what is our favorite Black college show of all time, right? And probably the most influential. So I'm really excited about that. I cannot wait. I have been ready and waiting for this for a very long time. Listen, I want to thank everybody who took an hour and 8 minutes out of your day to tune in the Quad with Nick Eden. Tomorrow, we will be doing our regularly formatted show with our 4 main topics and our fam topics. And if you want to get your question or your comment featured on fam topics, it's really simple. Head over to my socials at Nick Eden on Twitter, at Nick Eden on IG, at Nick Eden on Fanbase. Click the link tree in the bio, and you can submit them anonymously. If it is appropriate, I will read your question or comment on the show and answer it live. If it's not appropriate, I'm going to leave you on red, just like them AKA's been doing. Y'all, it is always a pleasure to sit down and talk with y'all. I appreciate you. I want everybody to have a phenomenal day, and I will see you all tomorrow, same time,